transfer window is not closed. It's just the international transfer window that's closed.
Romero would look so good on that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think if Everton put in about 30-ish million for him, they'll get him. Because I mean, United already have Henderson and De Gea. Plus, Romero's wife went on social media yesterday and said it's disgraceful what you're doing to him, which I completely agree.
I do too. 30 mil is a lot. He's in his 30s. He's definitely got a history and a reputation as a top goalkeeper. But we have 3 top goalkeepers.
Yeah,
it's just
and
kind
we pay them $600K a week.
Yeah, but it's kind of asinine to be like, hey, we want $50 million for our 3rd best goalkeeper who's still good as shit. Like, he's still good, but I mean, this guy's not going to play. His value could drop again. I mean, I feel like it has dropped from 30 million. He's definitely he's a 15 to 20 million.
Oh yeah, I mean, the second you signed Dean Henderson on that long-term contract, his value dropped immediately, like without question.
Just because of Manchester association. Like,
yeah, just because that he's not going to be before Henderson signed that contract, there's still a chance that Romero is still the number 2. The second Henderson signed that contract, that Romero is already down to number 3, so that moves his value from say 20 million to 15 million.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I would love if Romero went there. Like, obviously, I hate that he'd be going to Everton and then they're going to do phenomenal then, but I really like Romero. He's been really good for United, and he's been a great professional. So if he went to Everton and then they ended up doing really well, I would be so happy for him, for real. And then it'd be another Manchester United player that's gone to Everton.
The thing is, and I don't want to stay on Manchester the whole time.
No.
But when we do bring Henderson into the first team and De Gea leaves, that is going to be he's probably the template for the next team to come through.
Yeah.
Henderson. Where, do we get rid of Maguire and all of the center backs that we have and completely, or do they adapt to a new system? Or is there a turnaround for Maguire to be the center back we hoped he would?
I think Maguire is 28 now.
Yeah.
If by 30 United aren't competing for a title, or they haven't won a trophy, and Maguire has been the center back the entire time, I think by that point you have to be like, okay, you're trying to force it and it's not working. Because, I mean, when you have Ted and Mengi coming up, who look phenomenal, and then you have Tuanzebe and Bailly, those 3 are way better than Maguire, in my opinion. And then Lindelof is just there because all the other center backs keep getting injured, and they're not going to start a 17-year-old Ted and Mengi over. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And then Phil Jones, also always injured. So
it's a blessing. It's a disguise.
Yeah. And then Tejas coming in. Look, that I'm so happy that we finally have a left back. Luke Shaw, he's done well for the club, but he looked like he was going to be that player that United bought from Southampton. He looked like he was going to be a world-class left back, and then once he broke his leg, everything just kind of went to shit.
Why are you trying to fire me up, man?
Hey, man. Luke Shaw, if you happen to listen to this, I will gladly take $500 a week to just stay by your side at all times and slap food out of your hand whenever you're trying to eat some Twinkies or whatever. It will be my pleasure. I'll sleep on your couch. I'll make sure that you're not eating like shit and you're not gaining weight.
It's just crazy that y'all think he deserves that. I mean, I've seen Manchester. Let's put all the sarcasm and jokes aside. I've seen Manchester United leave him hanging out to dry multiple times. He puts his ass on the line for the team.
I disagree.
All right.
I don't There's a reason why.
You think Martial's a striker?
I don't think he's a striker. I think he's a left mid converted striker, but he's the best that we had before we brought in Cavani. The thing about Luke Shaw, why Louis van Gaal started benching him, and why Jose Mourinho absolutely hated him, is because he apparently doesn't put in effort in training. He puts in some sort of effort, and there's always something wrong with him to where he can't put in 100%. Like that video that before Lukaku left United, he put up the video of the fastest player You know what I'm talking? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like him and Rashford at the top or whatever, and then Luke Shaw was the last person, even to Mata.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said that he only was running at 25%. Apparently, that's like a thing with him that no matter what is going on at training, he always has to be like, I can only run at 25%. That's what the trainers say. He's always got a problem. And then, so how do you expect a player who can never be 100% of training, be a good player on the pitch when they're only going at 25 to 50% in practice compared to having to go 110% on a pitch against the team that is going to come after you? Because Jose Mourinho, he even did it last year when United ended up drawing with the 1-1. He said, go after Luke Shaw. He put Bergwijn on the right and said, go after him. Mm-hmm. And they did the exact same thing the other day. And then when in the second half, they put Mora on. Mora blew past Shaw. Shaw had nothing else that he could do, and he just kicked him and fouled him. Like, basically, football tackle.
Smart foul.
Well, yeah, smart foul, but it's just so obvious that he's just so past it. You know what I mean? Like,
so you really think Tellez is going to be better than Shaw?
Luke Shaw, Tejas is going to...
Crazy you think that.
Dude. Oh, my God. Oh.
No, I'm excited for him, dude. Honestly, I think he's going to be a revelation at left back, and I think
coming in.
Rashford's definitely going to have a skillful partner to work with.
Yeah, I mean, when you have the sex god and Alex Tejas coming in and saying that he's going to take the throne of best left back.
Yeah,
like that's what I want. You would never hear that from Luke Shaw.
You like that energy?
Oh, I love that energy because we don't have that in the squad at all.
Well, that's the energy Henderson has, and you prefer De Gea.
I never said I prefer De Gea.
It's curious. That's all I'm saying. Would you honestly?
You like winding me up, bro.
I mean, the Luke Shaw slander got me a little heated, but I'm simmering back down. You prefer Henderson over De Gea, though, right? Or you still give De Gea a chance?
See, like the thing about
give De Gea a chance, give De Gea a chance, dude.
The reason why he's still number one is because he's on $350K a week. You're not going to play a player who's on $350K a week. You know
Watch me.
I agree. You shouldn't do that. I completely agree with you. But when you have the board basically telling you what you can and cannot do,
that makes the board look dumb because now they're paying him that much money to lose games for us.
And the thing is, Ollie's going to get the blame whenever they start going their performances start going even less. And then there's already talks of United have been talking to Pochettino.
Good.
Like, oh my God, that is not the manager is not the problem. And if you think the manager is the problem, you're a clown. Just straight up.
Put a red nose on me, Brian, because I think Ollie's a soft ass manager, dude.
But he's not the issue.
He's definitely, dude.
He's not the issue.
Bro.
Last summer he wanted Bruno and he wanted Sancho, right? He was told you can't have Sancho until you get Champions League, and they're like, there's no way you're getting Bruno. Finally, they caved in January and they got him Bruno, and then he miraculously got Champions League, and then they said this summer when he got Champions League, oh, sorry, you're not getting Sancho because we're not paying that because of COVID, which is absolute bollocks.
Does Ollie win the league with Pep's Man City or Klopp's Liverpool team?
No, but you can't. But you can't say the same thing about Poch because that's not the players that they want. You can't.
All right.
Like Poch's team. If Poch was to manage Liverpool, you can't say that he would win the league with Liverpool because the system that Liverpool play is completely different from what Poch wants to play. And those players that are on Liverpool, some of them definitely would not be able to play the system that Poch plays.
What is Poch's system in particular?
Like, basically, it's like tiki-taka with fast wingers.
I like that.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
But Liverpool couldn't play that.
What is Ollie? What's his system?
Dude, he changes it up every game. He's a tactical master.
And you want to keep Ollie.
Okay, the Ollie slander, like I'm not saying Ollie's. I'm not saying that Ollie's the best manager or he should be the manager of United. But he does not get the credit that he deserves when it comes to playing big teams. He had the best record against big teams last year. You don't do that if you're not a good manager. You can't, and especially when you don't have your 3 best players for half the season. And then, obviously, if Poch came in, I would be happy with that. But I would be super, super livid that the board decided, oh, yeah, this is Ollie's fault. And then all these fans are like, yeah, it is Ollie's fault. It is the board's fault. They have not gotten his number 1 transfer target for the past 2 years, even after promising him, you do this, you'll get him. He did it, he didn't get him. So you cannot put the blame on a manager when he doesn't get the... And if it was just happening with Ollie, then you could say, like, okay, well, the board might back up a manager who has experience or whatever. But then they didn't do it with Louis van Gaal. They didn't do it with Jose Mourinho, and they're not doing it with Ollie. And the same thing, it's the same cycle over and over. So it's gonna be the same thing with Poch. And I guarantee you, in 2 years, if Poch comes in the next 6 months, 2 years, he'll get all the players that he wants next summer. Then United will get Champions League that year. He won't get the players that he wants, and then he'll get sacked that year. And then you'll be saying, Poch out, Poch out. I guarantee it.
No, because I was Mourinho in the entire time. I was never Mourinho out. And if I was ever Mourinho out, it was just to wind somebody up.
So after that Liverpool game, where we got hammered.
How about after that Spurs game, Brian?
Okay, that Liverpool game was almost near the whole near the end of the season, and then you're completely ignoring the fact that one, Ollie didn't get a single player in that he wanted from the transfer window before this game. Not a single one.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
He got Ahmad Traore and
not before the game. That was after the game.
Yeah.
He got Van de Beek, who he didn't even want. He wanted Jack Grealish, and he got his backup in Van de Beek. Right?
Yeah, Jack Grealish is a god.
So, and then you're playing these players who haven't had that much of a break, haven't had a preseason, and then you expect them to go against Spurs, who have their entire team already, and they had a preseason.
They bought everybody.
So you're the argument you're making is you can't say it's completely valid. The loss to Spurs is way worse than United getting hammered by Liverpool, but the circumstances around it it's way worse for the Jose Liverpool one, in my opinion.
I understand, yeah, and I agree, but I can sum up my disdain for Ollie in this one scenario in the fact that he smiled in the post-conference after we lost 6-1.
Yeah, but
fires. I don't care who he is.
Fergie did the same thing whenever United would lose. Yeah, he did. Bro. He would always be like, "You got to move on." No. And what is he gonna do? He's gonna do what Mourinho did and just be like, "Yeah, my players are garbage. The board didn't back me up." What is that gonna do? Nothing. Your players are gonna be like, "Wow, the manager really doesn't think that we can do it," and the manager so.
I think that speaks more to kind of calling out the board inadvertently about their mishaps.
Yeah, but if he's saying I don't have the players that I want, like Mourinho, he was starting Smalling, and he was starting, I guess Lindelof was there. I don't really know who was the main starter with. I know Smalling started, but he's like, these center backs that I have are absolutely garbage. Do you think when you're hearing that, and you're a center back on the team, and your manager's saying that in public, you're like, oh wow, I really want to play for this guy?
Depends on if you're a bitch or not, dude. If I heard that, I'd go out there and I'd win every game and then look at him and say, "You're the reason. I'm the reason you're still here." I would take that club by the balls if he called me out. I'd get a red card every game just to let him know what the fuck I can do. I wouldn't play around with that. I mean, maybe that's just me, but someone's firing me up like that, dude, I'd put my head through a wall. But let him know who daddy is real quick. I'd slide tackle somebody on the field, get a red card, and then go slide tackle my manager on the way to the dressing room. If he said that about me.
Dude, shut up.
Square up.
It's ridiculous. No. If your manager says that to you can go out and perform, but then at the end of the day, he still said that, and at the end of the day, he still doesn't want you.
It's a win-win. My market value goes up when I've got the most tackles in the league, and I can leave the next year anyway if I don't like him.
It's because Smalling's didn't go up.
Smalling didn't have a lot of tackles.
Smalling was probably, that season that United got second, it was second by it was so far off first, but Smalling was probably, I don't think Van Dijk was at Liverpool at that point. But Smalling was definitely top 3 best center backs that season. And his value didn't go up at all.